From the wide stone platform atop the dead onyx spire, a tall, finely dressed man stood gazing out over the shadowed wilderness. His blonde hair was perfectly combed, his clothes laced with threads of silver, and his manner bore the polish of high breeding. He turned with a smile as the party approached. "No need for weapons or weary glares," he said smoothly, arms extended. "We're simply enjoying the sunset with a little wine and roast hare. Care to join us, weary travellers?" There was a moment of hesitation. The forest's edge loomed behind them, and the light had taken on a dim, unnatural hue. But Ogblog, ever trusting, or perhaps ever hungry, shrugged his shoulders and clanked forward up the stone stairs. "Food's food!" he grinned. The others exchanged looks. Shadowfang's eyes narrowed. Dalamar's lips curled with suspicion. But eventually they followed. Weapons lowered, but senses sharpened. As they reached the top, the man gestured with a flourish. "Lucius Hornsnake, son of Lord Lucian Hornsnake of Valegrave. And these fine gentlemen are my companions. Arden," he said, nodding to a burly half-orc in half-plate, who smiled broadly upon seeing Ogblog, "and Randall, our vigilant human sentinel, never far from his blade." "Can't be too careful," Randall said with a nod, hand resting on the pommel of his longsword, eyes flicking between each of them. The group sat at an elegantly arranged table, bizarrely out of place on this crumbling spire. Candles flickered, platters of roast meat steamed, goblets of ruby wine glittered in the twilight. But before they could dig in with any comfort, the world burst into a sudden shriek of arcane thunder as glowing wisps of blue flame emerged silently from the tree line below, their eerie light flaring blighter than torchfire. Cursed spirits, remnants of corrupted souls swallowed by the elder forest, now drifted upward on shrieking winds, moving with unnatural speed. Their light was beautiful and deadly. One light hovered over the table, its glowing, pulsing, then exploded with a crack of electrical force. Eldrelon was blown off his chair, his cloak smoking, his hair crackling. Wilhelm roared, flipping the table with one hand as his axe came free from its harness. The adventurers sprang into motion. Shadowfang vanished into the dark corners of the platform, becoming one with the shadows. Jojo slid beneath the overturned table, his fingers strumming his lute, waving discordant notes into a spell of disruption. "Don't let him touch you," Randall said, slashing at a wisp that zipped towards him. His blade passed through it, barely scoring a mark. One of the lights dove toward Ogblog, striking his chest with a tendril of raw magic. He roared in pain as the energy siphoned the strength from his veins, his muscles twitching involuntary. Arden lunged to shield him, bashing one of the spirits with his shield, though the blow seemed to pass through it, like wind through mist. Dalamar raised a hand and launched a blast of crackling green energy, striking one wisp dead center. It shrieked, its incorporeal form flickering, the orb dimming briefly. Eldrelon rose to his feet, his fury ignited. "You want storms?" he said, and lightning danced from his fingertips. Catching two of the spirits mid-dash, they twitched in mid-air, their lights fading into ash. Despite their spectral forms, the lights struck hard, each hit sapping life, weakening the limbs, clouding the mind. Jojo cast Fairy Fire, outlining two of them in violet flame, allowing Wilhelm and Arden to coordinate heavy strikes, shattering them like glass. Shadowfang reappeared behind one, daggers gleaming, and with a perfectly timed cross-slash, disrupting its crawl. It howled into a void as it evaporated. But the battle wasn't easy. Every strike against the lights was like fighting fog, and the longer they battled, the more drained they felt. Still, working together, combining steel, spells, and strategy, The last of the lights was finally dispersed into a wail of evaporating wind. The battle left the group breathless, their clothing scorched, their skin tingling with leftover magic. They dropped to the floor, groaning and laughing in the adrenaline high. Lucius chuckled, brushing ash from his coat. "Well, that was unexpected. I must thank you all. Dinner and a show." He sat back down, poured more wine, and raised a toast. "To surviving cursed lights and cursed forests." They laughed and drank, all except Randall, who kept his seat at the edge of the platform, watching. That's when Jojo's smile changed. A twitch at the edge of his lips. Too calm. Too knowing. He stumbled dramatically, pretending to be drunk. He giggled, palming a small pouch of powdered sleeping agent. With nimble hands and a bard's flair, he slipped a dose into each goblet during the feigned dance routine. One by one, the others drank, unaware of the subtle sabotage. Laughter slowed. Heads began to drop. Even Lucius, mid-toast, blinked once, then slumped back into his chair. Ogblog snored loudly. Eldrelon collapsed onto his bedroll. Shadowfang curled like a cat in a chair. But Randall, he never drank. He watched Jojo with quiet suspicion, his hand never leaving the hilt of his sword. His eyes remained open long after the rest had succumbed to slumber. Jojo's smile, now wan and disappointed, faded. He slumped onto his side and slept like the rest. Randall stood alone in the silence, beneath the stars, sword drawn, and watching.